Welcome to Module 7, No Shortcuts, Health, Safety, and Cleanliness, all right? This module is all about empowering our shift leads to uphold and enforce standards that ensure guest safety, team accountability, and a clean, compliant restaurant environment. And like the last one, which was cash handling, obviously incredibly important. Health, safety, and cleanliness are also incredibly important. They make the difference. If we get a bad health inspection, we can shut down, which means you're not going to work, no one's going to work, no one's making any money. All right, so why does this stuff matter? Obviously, health and cleanliness protects our guests, protects the staff, and the business as a whole. So one mistake can cost us big. A bad review also is not a good thing. So bad reviews can cost us incredibly. We can have lost business or even get shut down. All right, so in the photo here, I found a little news clipping that says mayor wants dirty restaurant closed. That's no joke. It's not just there for fun. All right. So Alpine is a small town. We have a mayor, but we have a lot of other people who are also involved on committees that serve within the city. We have presidents of Sul Ross and presidents of big business. So it's almost as if any individual could basically come to the newspaper and say, we want that restaurant closed. Unfortunately, that's just the environment that we work in, so we need to treat everybody with respect, including the actual building infrastructure itself. So cleanliness and safety aren't just about following the rules, they're about protecting people, all of the people who work with us, and the brand, okay? So it's about pride, professionalism, not just rules, and again, we're glad that you're here participating in this. So your role in the cleanliness process, what is it? So you're the final eyes before the guest. What does this mean? So if you come in for shift at 5 o'clock, then a guest walks in at 5:01, or maybe 5:05. We'll give you 5 minutes there to do your first walkthrough. So you've walked through, you've done your first figure eight, which starts in the bathroom up front in the dining room. You then go through the dining room, check through the bar area, go to the back garage and the bathroom back there, and come back. That's a big figure eight, right? And then you identify that something needs to be done, but you know that there's food in the window because you saw that and you want to make sure it gets ran. So you're going to say to so-and-so, hey, when you get set up on your shift, make sure you go and clean the bathroom, please, properly, which is all the actual porcelain on the toilet, and then also the mirror and the wash basin itself, all right? So checking bathrooms, dining areas regularly, holding the team accountable for side work, delegating and follow-up on the cleaning tasks. If you see it, you own it. So if you recognize that, hey, so-and-so just isn't responding to your leadership on that particular day, so they're just not cleaning toilets, and you kind of know that maybe last week they didn't do it either, you're going to get it done, but you're also going to write it as an incident for our manager to follow. And now that it's been documented, our manager now has to follow up with it, and very likely that person needs to be written up and they can enter into the disciplinary process, whatever that is. Okay, so if we haven't said that yet, keep that in mind. Your role is to make sure that your shift is held accountable, and that's with your leadership, and also to report through incident reporting any concerns you have for the staff or the business as a whole. And our manager's responsibility is to then follow up with that. And so the more detail you provide, the better. All right, what to watch out for. So obviously these are certain things that we should look for. Dirty tables or floors, overflowing trash, smudged glass. I'm not a big fan of that, so make sure you're checking the glass. Hand sinks are blocked or without soap or paper towels. We've made improvements to our system before. So let's say last summer, for example, we had individual toilet paper that had to be checked regularly so that we didn't run out of toilet paper. Now you guys know we have the big rolls, and so you're still checking them and you can replace them as necessary, but it is a lot less frequent, and that's less time that you need to be spending doing that kind of side work and more time out in the dining room supporting our guests experience. So wet floors, unsafe, cluttered walkways, spot problems early and find solutions fast. All right, so remember, you as a shift lead likely have a little bit more time, and so yes, it is appropriate for you to handle some of these things. And then maybe at the end of your shift, when you want to give shift notes and have a debrief, you might say that tomorrow when so-and-so works with you, the first thing they need to do is clock in and do their first figure eight. They don't have tables yet. They need to do that. Go check the bathrooms, do the figure eight, and more than check, but actually clean. Okay, food, health, and safety. So make sure hand washing is happening regularly. I know what I don't see happen, and so I'm going to point that out right now, and hopefully you guys can fix it. But when someone walks in to their shift, wash your hands. First thing, right? Guess who sees that? Guests see that. So when you walk in, you wash your hands. People go out and smoke a lot as well. Don't wash their hands. Please, please, please wash your hands after you go for a smoke, or more importantly, when you come in from a break or come in for a shift, all right? So there should be no eating or drinking in guest areas, just straight up, all right? So a guest should never be able to see you eating, unless of course you're in the back in a break in the garage, or on a well-established break that the shift lead like you approves, all right? Ensure that food garnishes are covered, labeled, and stored right. So you're going to be trained more on what we're look for in the back. So part of your expo contact when you're in the expo area should be to not just look that we have enough product, but that the product actually has the proper food label and it's not expired, all right? So largely Trent and our manager and our kitchen staff are keeping those products cycled through, but you know, 2 more eyes are better than just Trent's, all right? So it does say here to send home 6 staff. Always prioritize staff health of our guests and everybody, right? So here what we're talking about is a fever over 100. So if we don't have a way to check temperature, let's get that. We will get that. And anybody throwing up should go home. So any throwing up or any diarrhea, all right? So that's important. So broken or unsafe equipment needs to be reported immediately. So management needs to know this. I need to know this. We need to fix things quickly. We literally just had an AC unit go out yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, and I'm not sure who first alerted Trent, but I do want to give him kudos for getting a tradesman in there and getting it fixed within the first 24 hours. So that's really good. You know, we all want AC to work instantly, but sometimes it takes 24, 36 hours. Again, we just need to communicate that to each other. So fix what you can, block it off with a clear sign, all right? So if a toilet isn't working and it really just needs to be plunged, plunge it. It's that simple, just plunge it. So fix what you can, and otherwise block it off, do an incident report or communicate that to a manager. Always prioritize our safety for our guests and our staff. So final thoughts on this module. Again, it's not glamorous, but it is essential, all right? I like this image. It just reminds me of like a little French bistro or something. And in the movies, you kind of see people working in restaurants, and they sort of, to me, it's as if they take pride in that business, in that building. And so a lot of times it's like a chef who's basically, you know, maybe a chef owner or maybe not, but they're just mopping, cleaning, and wearing this. You know, we're not fine dining, but they're wearing that uniform. And you know, we want to make sure that this is treated like a home. Again, Alpine's really small, and so I can point out here that's something that's really, really important. And since you've heard it here today with me now, you're going to do it from here on out. But as a shift lead, I want you also to go and check and empty the trashes that are outside. So your cigarette butts and all those areas, reset our chairs so they're not looking like they're thrown all around. People are driving by every second. It's not acceptable. And just make sure there's no trash around the building as well. If there's any grease stains or things that need to be inspected, let your manager know, all right? So protect the brand by leading with care and accountability. And you can't do everything, but you can communicate everything. So make sure that you do what you can and let us know what needs to be fixed otherwise. All right, thanks.